knows that I am using an app called Epidemic Sound, which is like they have their own artists that are that they have the license to, and they're playing. So you can play the whole songs out. They've got songs on there, instrumentals. They've got a bunch of different artists that make tracks specifically for them, as I understand it. And I think that they're growing and evolving. And I'm pretty sure that. So this guy, that band that just played then, the Wesley someone band, I went and looked at them up on Spotify as well. So they're on Spotify. So obviously Epidemic are growing, getting a bit bigger, and they're kind of getting artists probably who are unsigned, you know, who own the rights to their own music, and they're probably signing them to Epidemic Sound for a period of time, so that they are actually licensing the music of those guys, and then, you know, you can use it. If you got an Epidemic subscription, you can use it for your own content, which is pretty cool. So they're branching out, they're getting a bit bigger. It was really just pretty much just instrumentals when I signed up a few months back, 6 months ago or whatever it was, 4 or 5 months ago. So it seems like they're branching out, starting to get actual bands signed to them now, and hopefully that keeps growing, man. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. It's probably good for the unsigned bands as well. They get a bit of money out of it, get a bit more exposure. Just another medium for people to find music, and then it's good that you can use it as well. It's kind of the music that you're able to use through like your other platforms for Instagram videos and that sort of shit is kind of pretty down the middle, down the line. Everyone's using the same kind of songs. There's stuff that's trending. It's like a lot of pop. Yeah, it's hard to find anything that's different. But so this guys, that's why it's good for me. They've got their own artists that they're signing and they have the license to, so yeah, I can use it for my content. This is a winner chicken dinner. So it is Sunday the 25th of September. This year is just motoring by, man. Motoring by. We are getting through it, man. It feels like it was June, July, just moments ago. Obviously it wasn't, because that's not how time works. But you know what I mean. Sunday I finished up a course this morning actually. We did a 4-day course. Me and a few of the boys from work, we did a basic scaffolding course, bro. So I started talking like this too, man, you know, this too, bro, you know what I mean? Got the scaff ticket, me and the bros down there on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we had to finish off a little bit, went English there, a little bit. And then to finish off a little bit Sunday morning too. I feel like I've butchered my Kiwi accent now. I should have practiced it before I put before I hit record. But yeah, this is it. This is my Kiwi accent. Probably not the best, but you probably heard worse too. Apart from the little English twang I threw in there a couple of times. That's a specific Kiwi accent. That's the dude. What's his name? The director from like Ragnarok, and he directs a bunch of movies. I don't know the cat's name, man. I should find his name. Where's my phone? He did a bunch of independent Kiwi films as well, and he's quite large. No, you have to help. I don't have a Jamie to Google stuff for me, so you have to put up with me. Ragnarok director. The cat's name, it's a weird name, so it's not all my fault. Taika Waititi. He's in everything, man. So he does the voice of the rock monster from like Thor Ragnarok and the new Thor movie, Thor Love and Thunder, like that rock monster, whatever, like that rock alien thing, whatever he is. The guy who does the voice of that, he directs those movies. So he directed the latest Thor. He directed a few of the Thors. He's done a few of his own movies, and he stars in a lot of movies as well. He did that think it's called Free Guy, the Ryan Reynolds film. Man, he's been heaps of stuff. He did a bunch of, like I said, some Kiwi independent films like Hunt for the Wilder People and Air and Boy, and man, he's starred in heaps of movies, and I think he directs a lot of them as well. He's been in The Mandalorian, he's been in The Suicide Squad, been in Lightyear. He's a voice in Lightyear. Obviously, Love and Thunder is that rock monster. I just had a look at his wiki before, and he's written 28 films, produced 19, directed 29, acted in 44. So the dude's all over the place. The point of that story, not sure. That's my Kiwi-inspired accent. It was from that fella. But anyway, man, so we did this course. Probably went for a day too long, to be honest. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We went in for like 2 hours this morning just because the guy's like, oh, my boss has cameras here and we have to come in on Sunday, so he knows we've been here. And we're like, man, we smashed this course, deliberately smashed this course. It was already dragged out longer than it had to be. We motored through it. It should have been done Saturday afternoon, but that's my qualm with that scaffolding course. There was only 5 of us in the course. We all know each other and work together. We've all done a bit of scaffolding in the past anyway, so we're already a relatively good unit, and it's a small group of people, so really we could have got through that in 2.5, 3 days easily, but we had to go in for the 2 hours this morning to dismantle the last scaffold we left there yesterday afternoon, which is pretty crazy, but it is what it is. Good effort from the boys though. Good effort from the boys, mate. They worked on public holiday Thursday. The whole company did, but they worked public holiday Thursday. They worked Saturday on the grand final weekend, mate. It was grand final, AFL grand final yesterday. I don't give a fuck, but a couple of the lads do. They worked over that, and they came in on their Sunday as well for 2 hours. So that was, good effort from the lads. And the instructor, Jeff, he was a Kiwi too, big white Kiwi fella. He was exactly what I'd expect from a 40-year rigger and scaffolder, rough as guts, smoked like a chimney, big raspy voice, big heavy set lad, super inappropriate in all the right places. He threatened to rape Jackson, sort of low-key rape one of the lads, Jackson, about 15 times throughout the course, in a polite way. He had eyes for Jackson for sure. It was super. It was an old school throwback to what like the old fellas that I worked with when I was in my 20s, and that were quite often like on site. They're few and far between these days as life gets more politically correct. But he wasn't a bad guy. He was just rough nut, an old school rough nut who I'm very used to. And you could take him the wrong way if you wanted to. But if you don't want to, you just realise that that's who the guy is. He was a pretty good trainer and knew his shit. Wasn't a bad guy. Jeff, just smoking darts and drinking beers. Just exactly what you'd expect from him, man. Speaking of grand finals, the one that really matters is I'm trying to make eye contact with the right camera, the GoPro camera, because I've got it set up on the top of my computer, but there's a mirror behind me, so I keep looking at myself in the mirror while I'm talking and talking to myself in the mirror, which is weird, but that's what's happening. And then I'm probably, if I look back at the YouTube footage, the GoPro footage, I'm probably gazing over the top of the camera noticeably, so we'll see how that pans out. Grand finals, man, the real one, the one that matters, is next week, the NRL Grand Final. So, NRL Grand Final next week, man, which is the old Panthers versus the Eels. Last night, Panthers cleaned up the Bunnies, which was a replay